Hey guys, this is Jeremy with Talking Umbrella Travel, coming to you with one of our fellow agents, Becky Furness. She is live at the Disney's Riviera Resort. And of course, as you know, if you've been watching, we've been talking to families who are going to Disney or have been to Disney. We're talking about concerns they have. We're talking about the things that they've experienced while they were there. And of course, you heard from both those families, and both of them over the last couple of days have really said that this is the time to go to Disney if you're okay with some of the changes and the differences at the resorts and in the parks. And so I thought it'd be really good if we could talk to someone who was actually there, someone who is very knowledgeable about the Disney Resort. Becky and I have been friends and agents for a very long time. We've worked together almost this entire time. And so, Becky, thank you so much for coming to us live from the Disney Riviera Resort.
You're very welcome.
So first of all, I have to ask you, because the Riviera Resort is brand new, how is Disney's Riviera?
It's very beautiful. I mean, it's very nice. It's very, I guess, lush or luxurious.
Yeah.
And so I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
So for those of you who don't know, the Riviera Resort is a DVC resort. Of course, you can book those rooms if they're available, but of course, DVC gets first dibs of those rooms. They have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and deluxe studios. Is that right, Becky? Do you remember?
Yeah, deluxe studios, and then they have regular studios that don't have the actual bed. They only have like pull down queens.
Okay.
But yeah.
And then I think they have a 1 bedroom and a 2 bedroom as well.
I think so too.
Yeah. Most DVCs do. And you know, right now, most of the resorts that are open at Disney are the DVC portions. For example, the Wilderness Lodge Hotel portion is not open, but Copper Creek and Boulder Ridge are available. So if you're a DVC member, most of your resorts are available for booking. The regular hotel rooms, such as Animal Kingdom, you've got Jumbo House, which is not open. The regular hotel rooms are not open, but Kidani Village, it is open. Well, Becky is at the Riviera Resort. Becky has been at Disney for a couple of days now. She has been posting on her Facebook page, which we'll have her share with you here in just a little bit. But I really wanted to just sit for a minute and talk with her and let her share with us what her experience has been like. You've heard from 2 couples that have been there. Becky's been there for an extended period of time. Becky, have you visited all 4 parks yet, or?
I have.
All 4 parks. Awesome. So we're going to get into all that right now. So Becky flew in from her hometown, and she mentioned to me that she did not use Magical Express, that she actually used a car service. Becky, you want to mention that car service to folks that are looking for one and maybe kind of what they did for you?
His name is William Murphy. He runs the there's a Facebook group, Disney and Beyond, and I used him last year in between conventions and trainings, and he was I enjoyed him and his wife both drive, and they have 1 SUV and a car. They can handle car seats and almost everything. I got picked up at the airport, and we did a Walmart stop because I've never been to the Walmart down here, and I thought to keep hearing about all the souvenirs and different things that it has. It has a huge souvenir section. So I went and got water and snacks and everything for the whole trip, and then came here.
Awesome. Well, that's mention that name for me one more time. The service, the name of the car.
His name is William Murphy, and I'm pretty sure now that I think about it, it's Disney and Beyond on Facebook.
Awesome.
It's the group he owns.
I'm sure folks who are watching can find that really, really simple. So you checked in to the Riviera Resort. How was the check-in process? Kind of take us through what that looked like. How was it different than a typical check-in? Did you do online check-in? Tell me a little bit about that.
I did online check-in, and it had a huge sign saying that you could go, if you had your room number, you could go directly to your room. And but they still had people waiting at the door. And he actually knew my name, I guess, from when we came through the guardhouse. He was like, "Miss Furness," as soon as I walked through the door. And I didn't have to say anything. He knew my name, kind of shocked me. And he looked it up, and he's like, I I forgot to change my mask. I had a different style mask on, and I forgot to change. He first asked me to change masks, and I did. And then my room wasn't ready yet, and so he took down my phone number, and then they texted me. I went and got a snack, and that wasn't too long after that. And then they texted me my room number, and I came straight to the room.
So you mentioned that you had on a different kind of mask. Talk about that for me.
I did. I on the plane, I'd had one that it was an open neck, like a scarf type, more of a gator type mask, and I'd wore it all day, and I wore it at Walmart, and I knew that I was gonna have to change it. I just forgot to before I walked in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he politely asked if I had a different style mask, and I said yes, sir, and I got it out of my bag and I put it on.
Yeah. And again, for folks, I think we talked about this with the previous couple we talked with last night before. Disney is allowing the over the ear, the elastic mask. Disney on Disney property and in Disney stores. Disney is not allowing the gator type pull up mask. They're also not allowing the bandana, just wrapping a bandana around your face. Disney's requiring a true mask.
Yes, it has to be secured under your chin.
Yeah.
Too. Well, not secured, but has to go under your chin.
So folks who are traveling soon, maybe going to Disney, make sure that you know the gator and the bandana are not allowed in the parks, in the resort, and if you're at your local Disney store, there as well. So that we talked about the check-in process. As you were walking around the Riviera, what were some ways that you saw the resort dealing with health and safety to do those things, social distancing and cleanliness? What were some things that you saw the resort or you've seen at the resort while you've been there?
They have hand sanitizer, the automatic hand sanitizer stations everywhere. I mean, like at every elevator, there's a hand sanitizing station. Every door, there's a hand sanitizing station. There's sanitizing wipes at the elevator too, I guess, so you can use it to wipe down when you push the number. And they there's little signs on all the doors. I mean, all the floors. Please stand here. Like anywhere there would be a line. There's this strip that says please stand here or please wait here.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot of people wiping down surfaces that I didn't notice before.
Yeah. How about in your room when you checked in? Was there some differences there?
There was a sign that said something about touch points, that they had did extra cleaning, like the remote's in a plastic bag and it says clean on it. The toiletry dispensers in the shower and the tub have a little thing on it that says cleaned, a little clear plastic thing. The only complaint, it's not really a complaint, you have to request bedding. They said the bedding's a touch cross-contamination, so you have to request fresh bedding.
Oh, so if you want the sheets changed, or during the time you're there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's not that big a deal.
Right. Side question about you mentioned the toiletries in the bathroom. Of course, we know that Disney now uses all the H2O product, but you're seeing the pumps in the bathroom, in the shower?
That's the pumps, but they have they're all pumps except for the soap. They have soap on the counter.
Gotcha. Okay. So the question that everybody asks me all the time is, you've been how many days have you been to the park so far? Just in a general idea.
5.
5 days. Okay.
5 or 6.
How are the crowds?
Not bad at all. Most like Magic Kingdom, most things were walk on. I waited. The time said 35 minutes for Seven Dwarf Mine Train. It was like maybe 20. I think everything else was walk on. I mean, there was a wait, but it was like walking through the queue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's queues that I don't usually go on either. I mean, I normally have fast passes, and so you go through the normal queue line, and there's a lot of things that, like Peter Pan, I don't guess I'd ever seen Wendy's room on Peter Pan, because I don't ever do regular queues.
Right.
I always do fast passes. So.
Right. Well, that's the one part where people, both the families I've talked to and blogs I've read and reports I've seen, the only park that seems crowded to others is Hollywood Studios. Did you find that as well, or did you find it just about everywhere, like everywhere else?
I guess because it's the open area is smaller,
Uh-huh.
but it didn't. I mean, like Toy Story Mania is literally 10 minutes. I walked straight through, but you walk through the normal queue line.
It takes 10 minutes to get through that queue line. Yeah.
And that's pretty much, I mean, you stop right before. I mean, I think I waited longer on Finding Nemo at Epcot than I did on Our Lady. Because it's because the way it loops around, and then they had to space you out, and they're
right.
And then I think they were waiting every other clamshell. So
right, yeah, trying to and in the park. So we talked about the safety that you saw in the resort. What about safety that you saw? Safety measures, cleanliness measures you may have saw in the parks themselves.
They have hand washing stations. I mean, actual out in the park, they have it's like foot pedals where they have a sink and soap. Several around the park, and then every entrance they have more hand sanitizer, and every exit, again, more hand sanitizer. Constant announcements telling you to keep your social distance, wear your mask at all times, unless you're actively eating in a stationary position. And let's see, the entrance, you don't use your finger anymore. You just scan your magic band. Okay. You don't have to use a fingerprint at all.
Yeah. So you felt, so from the resort to the parks that you to the parks, all the 4 parks you visited, you felt like Disney was doing an adequate job cleaning and doing their best to keep folks socially distant, all that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah, no problem. I mean, it's probably safer, or not safer. I've seen more here than like at Walmart or at the grocery store or any of the restaurants at home. So.
Did you get a chance to experience any of the taste of the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot?
I did not. Well, I only stopped at one booth. I'm going back to Epcot tomorrow. Gotcha. And doing the back half more.
Yeah.
I went to ate dinner in the back half, but I didn't taste too much.
And folks, as she mentioned, a few days ago, Disney changed their policy on how to wear your mask. For a while there, they would, as long as you were eating and drinking, you could have your mask pulled down. Disney found that people were essentially buying a popcorn and eating a piece like every 5 minutes so that they could look like they were always eating. And so Disney had to change that to where you need to be, you said it better than I can. How does it say?
Adequate, no, what did I say? While being stationary, I don't remember that first part, but adequately eating while being stationary, or actively eating while being stationary.
There you go. Okay, so for folks who do go, if you do choose to eat a snack, whether it be around the World Showcase and the Taste of the Food and Wine Festival, or whether it be a Mickey bar or food, they want you to be stationary as you are actively eating. Some folks have mentioned that they noticed more tables, more places to sit and eat. Did you see that at all, or did it feel like that to you?
I don't think I've been to Food and Wine at all, so I really don't know. But I mean, there was a lot of like pub tables out, but I don't know comparably. I would think. Right. I would think they probably had them out during Food and Wine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, as somebody who's gone to Food and Wine numerous times, there's never enough tables, and I've eaten on way too many Disney trash cans at Food and Wine Festival. My seafood pie, or my cheddar cheese soup, or all the things you can find at the Food and Wine Festival, now called the Taste of the Food and Wine Festival. There's still booths, but there's less number of booths. And what they did was they left the topiaries from the Flower and Garden Festival, which didn't really get seen very often, and they included the booths of the Food and Wine. And go from now until the end of the year. So that's really cool. So since we've made me hungry, let's talk about dining. First of all, what are the restaurants doing, both quick service and table service, for safety and cleanliness? And then where did you eat?
Quick service, you almost, I think, so far it's been everyone. You have to do mobile order beforehand, and they won't let you into the quick service restaurant. I mean, I did see them showing how to go around it. I guess some people don't have quick service, but you had to have your quick service order and it ready before they even allowed you into the restaurant. And then there was people telling you where to go to pick it up.
Gotcha.
And then you could find a table, and they have lots of tables marked off saying, this for your safety, this table is not available. So you would have to go find an open table.
How did you enjoy mobile ordering? Do you like the mobile order?
I do. I'd already learned that, like from Starbucks at home, it was always quicker to, once they opened the inside, to just park, do a mobile order, and then go in and get it, than to go through the drive-thru, because there's so many people at drive-thrus and stuff.
So many of the folks that I talk to, like, it's almost like they're scared of mobile order. And I've used it, especially like when it's busy. I've used it numerous times, and it's almost like you feel like you're tricking the system, or you're getting away with something, because all these folks are in line and you're walking right past them.
Oh yeah, once they had stopped giving away or stopped giving annual pass discounts at quick services, I had started using mobile ordering in the past anyway. Because they used to give discounts at at quick service too, but they don't anymore. So once that was gone, I used mobile ordering.
And for folks who haven't ever used mobile ordering, you do that right inside the My Disney Experience app, or we call it the My Disney Experience app, but it really is just the Disney World app on your phone. You can mobile order, and it will show you, 1, what restaurants are available, 2, what the menu is, and 3, it'll show you, it'll let you pay right there, and you show your order and you walk up. And so it'll even give you directions on how to get there. They're really making mobile order really, really easy. Tell me about your sit downs you've used.
The most noticeable differences is that they, like here for the character breakfast, which I haven't done yet, but they have a QR code at the bottom of the elevator where you can check in. So you don't have to go talk to someone. And it's also popped up on my app a few times that it's time to check in. So I can check in before I'm actually at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then they've been using digital menus instead of throwaway menus, where you read it on your QR, or you use the QR code and it pops up on your phone. So instead of, like a lot of places at home, we're doing disposable or throwaway menus.
Yeah.
But they try to get you to use digital. Yeah.
What restaurants have you eaten at so far? Sit down restaurants.
Where have I ate? Via Napoli. I had to have their pizza. I've done a lot of quick service because it's so hot.
Yeah.
But I went to the breakfast at Boardwalk, and did
the Trattoria al Forno. No characters there though, just the meal.
No, just the meal. I think I don't know. I don't remember now where else I've been.
You said you said you're going to be doing one of the character meals later this week.
I'm doing both of them when my granddaughter gets down here. I'm doing the character breakfast here at Topolino's, or at Riviera Resort at Topolino's, and then Garden Grill lunch, because they didn't serve breakfast. But
right, so they're not. So Garden Grill is not serving breakfast right now.
No.
But lunch and dinner at Garden Grill are still character meals.
Yep. Yeah. I got lunch at 11:30, and Epcot opens at 11.
That's why. Okay. And for Topolino's Terrace there, Riviera, that is only at breakfast, correct?
Yes.
Got you. So folks, there are two character meals right now on Disney property. Chef Mickey's is open. It's serving a meal, but it's not having characters. And the character meals are not as they used to be. It's more socially distanced selfies than it is them coming to your table. But I had a family that actually ate at one and really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed the opportunity to see the characters. They felt like the characters stayed out longer. The characters interacted more. There was just that barrier, that socially distant barrier that you tend to have.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I'm sorry, were you gonna say something?
Oh, yeah, that I saw online too, that I guess it depends on where your table placement is too. Just like I guess a lot of restaurants, I mean, you could be like really close to Minnie or Donald or Minnie,
Right. Or
just,
not. Yeah.
or not, yeah, or you could be quite a ways away.
So
I mean, they're still gonna walk past you, but they have a station there where they do like the little dance and stuff. So
right.
if you could be literally right there next to them, and they do the dance. But I mean, still gonna be 6 feet away, but it's still gonna be.
I'm interested to talk to you after those character meals and see what you think about, especially see what your granddaughter thinks about them too. So no, she's still kind of young, right?
Yeah, she's 2.
Yeah, that's old enough. She'll be excited.
Yeah, she'll be excited. I just don't know if she's gonna know that she can't hug Mickey or Minnie or Donald or whatever.
So speaking of characters and character interactions and things like that, have you seen those character cavalcades, or have you experienced any of the character experiences?
Yeah, and they still gave me goosebumps because I hadn't seen them in a while. But yeah, I've actually seen quite a few of them. I've seen Mickey and Minnie's at each park. They at Animal Kingdom, they were on the river in little boats, and then Hollywood Studios spent some major money. If you want to, I'll have to send you the video. They have like convertible Camaros on every character, and like they're have wraps on them. I mean, like from Vampirina to Doc McStuffins, Minnie, Mickey, they all have their own convertible Camaro with a wrap that has their theming to it.
I didn't realize Doc McStuffins made such good money.
Yeah, I know.
She could afford, and I mean, does Fancy Nancy have a car?
Fancy Nancy walked. Nancy walked in front.
Wait, Vampirina gets a car?
Vampirina and Doc McStuffins had a car, and Fancy Nancy walked in front.
I mean, I can see Mickey and Minnie getting a car. I mean, they're the bosses, but yeah, okay. I want a convertible with a wrap on it. Apparently, that's a thing you can do. Oh, that's awesome. It kind of goes. Remember that there was a parade years ago in Hollywood Studios called Stars and Motor Cars. It was cars down Main Street, or not Main Street, down Sunset Boulevard, right down Hollywood and Vine almost, and you could watch the cars go through. Genie had a car. Anyway, we're off topic now, Becky. So with while you were there, or while you have been there, have you had any concerns about cleanliness or safety? Are folks wearing their masks? Or are you seeing any issues with that?
No problems. I haven't seen occasionally a little child with it down below their nose, but no. Most of the adults are taking time. They'll step away to take a drink, and they're not always being stationary, but they'll at least back away from someone to get a drink of water. Or
have you done any of the relaxation stations or the mask free zones?
Yes, I've done a couple.
How are those?
They were nice. I'm surprised that they weren't full because it was a very hot day, and I went. The one at Magic Kingdom was Pete's slideshow, and because they're not doing character meet and greets, and they had tables spaced out, and they had rooms. They had, I guess, dots on the ground where you could sit too, and it was air conditioned, and you could just take your mask off. I took some water and some kind of snack in there, and sat there and FaceTimed my kids. And
awesome.
It was nice.
Well, good. So, I know sometimes in the shopping areas, the merchandise areas, things can get a little crowded. How is it, in there? Kind of, I wouldn't say you're rubbing elbows, but you can only move those racks of merchandise so far, and Disney needs to get as much merchandise as they can in the hands of their guests. How has it been shopping in certain areas?
Like the Emporium, they have only one entrance. You can't go in any of the other doors. You can only go in one way, and they have a person counting, and then they have people counting when they come out. I mean, they control how many people go in.
Yeah.
People still get not right in your face, but I mean, they all had masks on. I don't recall seeing anyone in a store not having a mask on.
Right.
But I know like downtown Disney Springs, the first night I went down there, there was it's like a 30-minute wait to get into not World of Disney. That one wasn't that bad. You just had to circle all the way around to the back to the one entrance that was open.
Yeah.
But the co-op, because it's so small, but I needed to look at phone cases, and that was where I thought it would be best bet to go.
Yeah.
And I didn't go that night because I was like, no, I'm not waiting 30 minutes to get into a store. So.
Right. But side note, I love the co-op. It's one of my favorite stores at downtown Disney Springs. That's one of the coolest places as far as if you want some different kind of merchandise or some really classic merchandise. That's my favorite place.
I went tonight. It wasn't bad tonight. I went before dinner, and it wasn't nearly as bad as the first night. But I guess the first night was a Saturday night, so I guess it was other people from around the town.
Right. What type of transportation have you used? Disney transportation. What type of Disney transportation have you used while you're there, and how's it been?
I like the Skyliner. It's really nice from here. I don't necessarily like the hours of the Skyliner because I've used buses and Skyliners I think that's all that was available.
Yeah. Well, right there, the Riviera has the Skyliner station at Riviera, correct?
Yes.
Now, does it share with Caribbean Beach, or is that the one they use, or are there two different stations?
There's two different stations. The Riviera, you go to Caribbean Beach, and you have to get off at Caribbean Beach, and then move to go to Hollywood Studios.
Gotcha.
I think Epcot, I'm pretty sure it was straight from here. But
two separate ones, and of course there's the Skyliner station at Pop Century and Art of Animation as well.
And the only thing no, it's okay.
Tell me about the process. How did you do with your Rise of the Resistance pass? Did you get one?
I did today. The first day I went, I'd read, I thought, like through blogs and stuff, that since they were at 10, 2, and 4 before today, they dropped the 4 o'clock one today, that there was really no point of being there right when it opened.
Right.
I would try 2 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
So at 2 I didn't get in. At 4 I got one, but it was a backup one. And so I came back to the resort for a little bit, and I got a message that I wasn't going to be allowed in. It had broke down a lot during the day because I kept looking, and it was broke down quite a bit. And then so today I got there. I was here when I was waiting in line when the Skyliner opened at 9, and went straight over, got straight in, grabbed Starbucks, and waited on the bench, and got it at 10. And it was group number 12, boarding group number 12.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And they dropped the 4 o'clock one though. It's just
Right.
10 and 2 because I guess because it's been backing. They're finding out that it's been breaking. When it breaks down, it moves everyone back, and that I guess so many of the 4 o'clock wasn't getting it, so they
originally your 3 times were 10, 1, and 4, and like you said, they moved the 1 o'clock back to 2 o'clock now, and the 4 o'clock's gone. So now your 2 times to get it are 10 and 2. A lot of folks that I've talked to, they worry that they're not going to find in the Disney World My Disney Experience app on their phone where to get that pass. Now, for me and on mine, it shows up right in the front. Like
it did.
Okay.
And the first day that I was there, I decided to take I don't know, I had some kind of drink, and I found a little corner, and it was by a a cast member.
Okay,
Experience. I think it's called guest experience.
Yeah, the guest experience team. Mm-hmm.
And they I was like, okay, so I sat there and listened, and they would help people make sure that your app had everyone on it, people that had issues. But I was like, okay, so this has to be a good mobile area to get my chances. So that's when I got the 4 o'clock one, was sitting there. So this morning that's where I headed straight to after I grabbed Starbucks. I just waited by the guest experience team. Anyway, he showed me that there's another place too, that it said it's a little easier if you get knocked out to refresh from. I'll have to show you sometime, but there's
Absolutely.
I'd have to look it back up, but I know how to do it for when the kids are down.
I always tell folks that use the app, if they can't find it, that if you look in the bottom right-hand corner of the app, there's the 3 lines. I call it the hamburger. Touch the hamburger, then it tells you about virtual passes. You click there. That's how I do it, just in case.
That's why he recommended.
Yeah.
He recommended doing it that way, but going ahead and getting all the way to the one where you join, and you can refresh by pulling down.
Right.
And if you were on the other one and you joined or something happened, it would take you back through a bunch of different steps.
All the way. That's right. Yeah.
And so that's what he recommended, but I didn't need that.
So you got to ride Rise of the Resistance. Have you got to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway?
I did that too.
And so first of all, how long was your wait?
I think it was like 30 minutes.
And how was the ride?
It was wonderful. It was super cute, and it was adorable. Can't wait to see my granddaughter with it.
So some people have said that like you have to ride more than once or twice because there's so much to take in.
It was.
The technology is unbelievable. So
yeah, Rise of the Resistance was awesome too. And don't shame me, but I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, I'm just not. Yeah. But it was super cool.
Right. I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm more of a fan of watching how they transition that stuff into the parks. And in Rise of the Resistance, I was mentioning this with one of the couples yesterday, Andrew and Megan. In Rise of the Resistance, they do some things in that ride that I don't know how they do. Like I truthfully cannot figure out the Imagineering of how they do what they do. So it's really, even for a non-Star Wars fan, I really think it's a ride that you should experience. Like you said, it's really cool. If nothing else, it's a really cool experience to be able to ride.
Yeah, even Smuggler's Run was. I mean, it was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
But I was by myself.
Right.
Because of the social distancing, so I decided to do pilot. And
right.
Pilot automatic. It had an autopilot on the rest of it.
Awesome. I've only rode it once, and I was an engineer, and I wanted to be a pilot so bad. So maybe I'll get to be a pilot next time I go. Well, awesome. Well, last question before I get you to show us the grounds behind you of the Riviera, because that's really why I really want to see the grounds right there, because it looks amazing. You're there at Disney. Would you recommend someone traveling to Disney right now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just even flying was not bad. Southwest, so they boarded people 10 at a time, and they kept the center seat open unless you were traveling with a family. They requested you not to sit in there, and I don't remember what the date was that it stays until, but I mean, I still go grocery shopping at home. We've been eating out since the restaurants have reopened. It seems cleaner, and people are following more rules here than they were at home. So
yeah. Well, real quick, before I get you to give your all your contact information, because if folks want to book a trip, they can always contact me, but they can also contact you because we work together, and I'm okay with you taking some of that business. I promise. So turn around and show us a little bit of the Riviera Grounds behind us.
Flip my camera.
Wow.
That's the towers. And that's one of the pools. There's another one. Oh, you can see the beach. In the tables and stuff. You can't see the Skyliner moving, can you? It's too dark.
It's too dark. But what body of water is that? Do you know? Or what is that? Is that Caribbean Beach across the way?
Yes. Yeah, this was like I think they tore down part of Old Caribbean Beach to build this. So
that's just that lake that's in the middle, kind of like in almost every, like at Coronado, there's a body of water in the middle. At Caribbean Beach, there's a body of water in the middle. Riverside has the river that goes through the middle. So, okay, so that's just the lake around Caribbean Beach, essentially.
Yeah, and there's Tower of Terror. You probably can't see. It's lit up.
I can, right in the middle of your picture, I can see Tower of Terror.
I'm trying to figure out where. other stuff is. But they have a really cool splash area in the, not this main pool, but the pool that you can't see for little kids. It's, well, it's not splash. It has interactive pool things. So I'm looking forward to Princess getting to try that.
Awesome. Well, the grounds at Riviera just look beautiful. I know for our training last year that we did, we stayed at Coronado Springs in the tower, and I think we all fell in love with the tower. And Disney is really stepping up their game with these new resorts.
Yeah, and this tower is pretty comparable. I mean, it's different than that Coronado Springs tower.
Yeah.
Which in that my next trip is planned on is going to be the towers at Coronado Springs.
Yeah. I tell everybody that's looking for a deluxe resort at a moderate price, that is what the tower at Coronado is. Riviera is a little bit larger price point, I think, than Coronado. But those Coronado tower rooms, they're in the new Grand Destino Tower. They look like deluxe rooms. They're big like deluxe rooms, but they are at that more moderate price, and really a resort I wish more folks would take advantage of when it reopens here. I think in October.
Yes, it wasn't open.
Yeah, it doesn't open. Do what?
I said it's not open, or I probably would have.
The NBA is using Coronado Springs right now, and so they won't be out of there until October. Well, Becky, if somebody wants to reach out to you, especially if they are in Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas, wherever, what is your contact information? Where can they find you on Facebook? What's your email address if they want to book a Disney trip through Becky Furnace?
My Facebook is Talking Umbrella Travel Becky Furnace, FURNAS. And then my email is becky.talkingumbrella.travel@gmail.com.
Perfect. And of course, Becky's one of the agents at Talking Umbrella Travel and Perfect Destination Travels. There's Becky, there's myself, there's Jessica, and there's Todd, Jessica Wilkinson and Todd Perez. And from all of us at Talking Umbrella Travel and Perfect Destination Travels, we hope you guys have a wonderful planning of your vacation. Becky, you have a great time on the rest of your trip. Enjoy your family, enjoy your granddaughter, and we'll talk to you after. I'll talk to you after about Topolino's Terrace. Topolino's Terrace, isn't that right?
Topolino, yeah.
And
I don't know if it's Terrace.
Topolino's something. No, maybe just Topolino's. I don't know what Topolino's Terrace even is. I made that up. And Garden Grill, and we'll see how those are. Thank you so much, Becky.
You're welcome.